A massive outbreak of storms across our area today and the tropical setup for the last week of August. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back at Meteo Mundo. Great to see you on a Friday. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you've got some nice plans ready for the weekend. Coming up in this video, we're going to talk about some hefty showers and storms across our area for today. We're going to talk about the weekend forecast, go island by island, and a deep dive into, again, what I expect tropically for the last week of August and into early September. As always, I hope things are going well with you. Let me know in the comment section below what's going on in your area, what the weather has been like. Of course, drop where you're from, and we'll get this video started. Obviously, we have a lot of storms to talk about here. You can see a massive ball of lightning through portions of the Bahamas, but really our central and western areas have been really wet and stormy today, and there's still a few showers and storms down in portions of the lesser Antilles as well. This is what it looks like on the surface map right now. There's still four things to talk about. The first tropical wave is exiting stage left right now, but a second wave over the central Caribbean moving west is what's bringing healthy showers and storms to some of the areas. Then we have a little trough that extends up into the Bahamas, and it's been very stormy for portions of the southeast and central Bahamas today. And then our frontal boundary draped over North Florida, providing more storms for the northern Bahamas on this Friday, and another tropical wave in the central Atlantic that we'll talk about as it traverses off towards the west. But let's get into those storms right now, and we'll start off with our friends in the Bahamas. This is the live look to the storms at this point in time. Now look, they've been going gangbusters pretty much all day long. We've had severe thunderstorm warnings even early this morning for portions of the Bahamas issued by the Bahamas Department of Meteorology. So we'll start north and we'll work our way off towards the south. Again, I mentioned in yesterday's video, the southerly flow at the surface running into that quasi-stationary boundary. It's just been a wet, stormy day. There's been a ton of lightning here as well. So let's start off north, as I said, and then work our way off to the south. We're actually starting to now get some of the storms moving over places like Walker's Key, Grand Bahama, Freeport, Lucaya, High Rock, Bimini, and Abaco as well. You can see that heavy rainfall, water spouts of potential. Watch out for some very gusty winds. Obviously, boaters need to be very cautious in this environment with all of the lightning that's being produced out of these storms. Show you the radar out of the South Florida area as well. Take off the satellite data just momentarily so you can see again over the last 6 hours, everything is kind of lifting north, even a bit to the north and to the west, but even south of this radar site, we've had some very active weather for today. It's just been numerous showers and storms and a lot of really intense lightning as well. Eleuthera, New Providence, Andros, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, on over towards Exuma and the Crooked Island area back down towards the Acklands. It's just all been extremely wet and stormy. And let me pause this just real quick, because 6 hours ago, look at what was happening here in the late morning hours. Cat Island got hammered pretty good. Got some video to show you out of that area right now. Take a look at this. This is from our friend Craig Russell. You can see the seas churned up. Showers and storms working their way on through. It's a pretty good chop there at Cat Island. Even if you got yourself a good deep V hold boat and a center console, you're going to be getting pounded pretty good by those waves out there. Appreciate Craig sending in that video to mymeteomundo@gmail.com. But it's a good indication of what the Bahamas have been seeing the majority of the day. Just very stormy conditions. And look, friends, this active weather is going to be sticking around for most of the weekend as well. Again, we had some of that in the southeast Bahamas. It's been a little bit drier today for the Turks and Caicos. Right now, we're starting to see those storms, as they are doing every afternoon, developing over Cuba. Right now, the earliest has been on the eastern side of the island. On over to our friends in Jamaica. A little bit of cloud coverage for today, a little bit of showers and storms trying to develop in the area. It's been very, very isolated in nature for the most part. If you had a little bit of rain, let me know in the comment section below for us here. But again, it's also been a very hot day across the island as well. These are the feels like temperatures that are going to pop on your screen. Kingston, 105. To around 110. Notice that even though they've had some cloud coverage across the area, the temperature hasn't dropped. Hasn't been a ton of showers so far. Now you get just north and west of there, look at this huge blowup of storms that has been able to work its way over portions of the Cayman Islands. So it's good to see places like Little Cayman and Cayman Brac getting some of those showers and storms, and they're trying to sneak on over to Grand Cayman as well. Mentioned in yesterday's video too, the Cayman Islands would have a better chance for storms. And this is very heavy rain and a lot of lightning. There's been many of you over the last couple of videos that said, Rusty, we've gotten hammered pretty good. And the Cayman Islands and potentially Jamaica will be one of those areas the remainder of this Friday with that opportunity. As we go farther east, again, the axis of the tropical wave is basically due south of Hispaniola, so storms are flaring up in accordance right now across all of the island, the Haitian side, the Dominican Republic side as well, Lacaille, Port-au-Prince, just good, healthy rain for the Haiti side all the way back down towards Lacaille. So again, mariners, be cautious of that. Thunderstorms continue to develop through portions of the Dominican Republic. Again, a little bit more isolated, but still some hefty rainfall in some areas, and this will continue the remainder of the afternoon hours as well, and then eventually slow down just a little bit. It's been a little bit drier in Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands for today, again, as that moisture axis moves off towards the west. Not completely dry, though. Throw on the visible satellite imagery here, and you'll see a few lightning strikes on the western side of the island. Now, Mayaguez had some really strong storms yesterday, and actually someone who lives in that area said that it was almost like, I believe, a mini hurricane, they said, but some very strong winds. And then earlier today, we had some pretty hefty storms trying to develop over the coastal islands, Culebra and Vieques as well. So again, quick passing showers with a strong east wind. Best chance for rain today, still on the western side of the island, Mayaguez, towards Aguadilla as well. On over towards our friends in the Leeward Islands, again, passing showers in this area. What do you say we throw on the feels like temperatures as well? And again, when you're not getting some of this rain, I mean, even St. Thomas hit 105. You can see towards Fajardo, right there on the eastern side of Puerto Rico, showers moving in with that east wind have knocked down their temperatures. But again, not a lot of rain for today in Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Bartholomew, Ceiba, Barbuda, Antigua, Montserrat, Guadalupe. Passing showers, absolutely. Quick downpour, sure. Anything too concentrated, not a lot, until you get into the Windward Islands. And now we're starting to see a little bit more rain trying to develop over St. Lucia, portions of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as well. So we're trying to get a couple of showers there towards Bequia and Carriacou, Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago. Down south, more storms are developing here in South America, and some of those have been able to work their way up towards Trinidad. Tobago's been relatively dry so far. Just a real brief passing shower there on the far western side of the island. Watch that get going. If you had a little bit of rain in Trinidad and Tobago today, let me know. Some of those showers will try and work their way towards Nueva Esparta, trying to get some rain either later today or tomorrow. And my friends in the ABC Islands, still very hot, still very dry. Feels like temperatures above 100 degrees. But again, fingers crossed that we have a better chance for some rain starting tomorrow. Bermuda has been high and dry for today as well. As we get into the forecast portion of the video, guys, thanks for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for finding ways to support me here at Meteo Mundo. The memberships, which are just 99 cents a month. The super thanks, and you can find some other ways in the description below. But please, please, please hit that like button for me right now. And again, if you haven't subscribed, thank you for joining our Meteo Mundo community. I think we got a great one. So, it's been going gangbusters. I remembered that before I get too much farther, I haven't talked about the Yucatan and Central America. So let me get back into that before we jump into the bottles. So this is going to be an active area. Cancun, Cozumel, Tulum, Chechbal, San Pedro, Belize City. A lot of folks in Belize said it's been raining cats and dogs there. And again, just very active weather. Ton of tropical moisture, some morning rain, some afternoon showers and storms. It's very sporadic and spotty in nature, but some very heavy downpours here or there. It's going to get wet through the northeast sides of Honduras, try and work its way towards Roatan, La Chiva, San Pedro Sula. Scattered storms will continue to move into Nicaragua as well. It's actually been a little bit quieter today so far for Panama and Costa Rica, but still overall, this is going to be an area for some active weather. Okay, so let's jump into the models. We'll start off with our friend, the GFS. Going to give me just 1 second to load this up here. And we're going to look at, of course, your island by island rainfall forecast for the weekend ahead. The good news is if you're looking for some rain chances are going to be relatively high the next several days in a lot of locations. Not everyone, okay, but we still have a lot of tropical moisture moving in with fast moving tropical waves. Again, they're not developing, they're not becoming disturbances, they're not becoming depressions, they're not becoming storms, but we're trying to throw a little bit more moisture overall in here and get us some scattered showers. So as of note, again, on the GFS that can get down into South America and the Windward Islands, our best chance for rain is actually going to be pretty uniform over the next 3 to 4 days. I actually don't expect there to be one day that's peaked higher and one day that's completely dry. For St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad, Tobago, Suriname, Guyana, Nueva Esparta, Venezuela overall, I've got you at around a 30 to a 40% chance each afternoon. It might be a little bit higher down in South America overall, but the rain chances are going to be there. They're just not going to be extremely prolific, but there's going to be an opportunity to cool you off each and every day. So look for that. And again, a couple of days will be around 40%, some will be around 30, but we're really kind of trying to split hairs more than anything. And I just don't expect there to be a very high end chance, but at the same point in time, I don't expect there to be one day that is completely bone dry. So at least you've got that opportunity. Now we'll switch over to the NAM to pick it up from there, because again, just overall has a little bit better handle of these waves that are coming through. Again, for my friends in Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, it's not a fantastic chance, but the chance is at least a little bit better for Saturday and Sunday. Again, is this going to be huge downpours in most areas? No, but there's enough tropical moisture to give you at least the opportunity for some showers. Best chance should be tomorrow and Sunday, all right? Still could be a decent chance on Monday, but overall, I think we see that next area move off towards the west. Now, you want to talk about some fast-moving showers? That's what we're going to see for areas north of what I just mentioned. Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Bart's, St. Martin, Saba, St. Eustatius, all of these areas, zipping rain, all right? Nothing that's going to be too prominent. If you have outdoor plans, things are going to be fine. This area, again, around a 30 to a 40% chance each and every day. Relatively strong east winds, so again, we'll kick up the sea conditions a little bit there on the Atlantic-facing side of the islands. And then these showers will just move very quickly across the rest of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico as well. Now, for my friends in Puerto Rico, be very cautious, because days we don't get the rain, we do have heat advisories, and those feels like temperatures again, 100, 105, maybe even 110 Fahrenheit. That's 43 degrees Celsius. So be aware for Puerto Rico especially that it could get very hot, but the Virgin Islands kind of go along for the ride as well. Going to see a good chance for rain still tomorrow in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. And then that moisture moves off towards the west, and rain chances will come down a little bit Sunday and into Monday. But again, watch out for the lightning for any of the boaters. Now we start getting into areas with better rain chances. And generally speaking, it's you go farther west, you get the better rain chance. So we'll start off with my friends in Jamaica. Again, I've been able to up the rain chance slightly. I mentioned that in yesterday's video. A solid chance. Still not going to see rain that is just going to come down everywhere at once, all right? So there's still going to be spots that will be dry, but the overall chance, the overall coverage goes higher. So let me know in the comment section below if you've had a little bit of rain. Keep me updated for the weekend ahead as well. Some of this could be some good downpours. 1 to 2 inches of rain, 25 to 50 millimeters each and every day. Now, I don't think every area is going to get 1 to 2 each day, so we're not looking at 3-4 inches of rain, 100 millimeters in most spots through Monday. But there will be a couple of areas that get those kind of downpours each afternoon. Same thing for the Cayman Islands as well. Again, just a higher rain chance overall to go along with the storms that we're already seeing right now. Look, gusty winds are going to come along for the ride as this tropical moisture moves in. And then the Yucatan and especially the northern sides of Central America, Belize and Guatemala and El Salvador and Honduras and Nicaragua, pretty good chance for some widespread heavier rain for the weekend ahead. We're still going to have some pretty good rain chances for Costa Rica and Panama as well. And again, we can just continue to see this moisture just spiraling in. So these are the areas with the highest rain chance in general. And of course, my friends in the Bahamas as well. It is still going to be a very wet weekend. Now, early next week, we do begin to dry out. But let me pause this real quick. We'll look at the HER model as well in this area. But again, this is today. And then as we go overnight, we'll see that rain just continuing. And then Saturday is relatively wet, still favoring northwest areas, but central and southeast areas are going to have a pretty good chance for rain as well. Turks and Caicos, spotty showers to get you guys a little bit more on the map there. And then as we get into early next week, it's going to progressively dry out. Are we just going to shut off the faucet? No. But are we going to get a little bit lower rain chances because that frontal boundary is going to be washed out and that next tropical wave moves west? Yes, in accordance, those will continue to just bring us a little bit drier air. So let's go to the HRRR model. We'll start it today at 5 o'clock. And then, of course, this only goes out 48 hours, but it is a high resolution model. If you have boating plans, especially in the central through the northern Bahamas, please make sure you stay weather aware. Again, this is not going to wait to the afternoon hours to flare up. There's going to be showers and storms already when you wake up tomorrow morning. It is going to be area dependent, and then the coverage does increase throughout the day. But again, boaters, please find shelter locations if you have to. Watch out for water spouts. Please watch out for the lightning impact as well. The rain chance for places from Andros, New Providence, and Eleuthera North, including Grand Bahama, it's going to be at least 70% tomorrow, probably right around that same number for your Sunday as well. Still some pretty good rain. Cat Island, Exuma, on over towards the Acklands to the southeast side of the island chain, just not as much coverage overall. And again, all of this is trying to lift north to that frontal boundary, which is going to finally fade away on Sunday. And then that's why that influence will start to drop the rain chances overall. So again, 70 tomorrow. I put 50 on Sunday, and I'm probably too darn optimistic, to be quite honest. It's probably going to be wetter than that in the northwest Bahamas, but it will be slightly drier in the central and the southeast side of the islands. But still, again, the other story is rainfall totals will be pretty high. We'll look at that coming up as well. Turks and Caicos, 40 down to a 30 on our Monday. Cuba's rain chances remain exceptional. Cayman Islands, still again, 60% chance tomorrow. Still some good rain tonight as well. And then slightly drier Sunday. Monday, Belize City, again, it's going to be wet in the Yucatan and in the northern sides of Central America. 70, 60 for Belize over the weekend. Cancun, Cozumel, right around 50. My friends in Jamaica, 50% chance tomorrow. Again, not exceptionally high, but the lowest is 40 Sunday, Monday. That's not bad to help break the heat, give you some rain you need. The Dominican Republic's rain chances pretty good tomorrow, then fade Sunday, Monday. Puerto Rico's rain chances begin to fall as well. And that's why I mentioned the heat in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, because that will start to be a bigger story, especially beginning Sunday, Monday. Bermuda's rain chances are relatively low until we get a few passing showers on Monday. Again, Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, flip it to Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. You're going to see a 30 to 40 every single day through Monday. Not an exceptionally high chance, but not a completely dry forecast as well. The easterly trays just continue to provide enough moisture, enough weak instability for some rain to develop every day. Same thing for Barbados and Grenada. Now you get down, and I mean you get down to Trinidad and Tobago towards the South American coastline, and rain chances are going to be slightly more improved there. Suriname and Guyana as well. 40% chance for Nueva Esparta for tomorrow, 30% chance Sunday, Monday. And again, the ABC Islands, let's cross our fingers. 30% chance tomorrow, 40 Sunday, still a 30 on Monday. I might be a little bit optimistic on Monday. Rain chances should begin to fall a bit early in the week. For you boaters, again, you're not going to see anything exceptional on these wave heights, but localized storms are obviously going to kick up the sea conditions. So please just keep that in mind for our mariners out there. Again, from time to time, these storms are going to really flare things up. So just be very cautious. Make sure you have a weather plan if you need to for that. As far as rainfall totals over the next 7 days, again, a lot of red on the map. That's impressive because you're getting to 2, 3, 4 inches of rain, 50 to 100 millimeters. That's basically all of the Bahamas. That is a lot of Haiti, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, a lot of Central America as well, and even portions of, again, the Lesser Antilles, favoring a little bit back down towards the Windward Islands. But these are healthy rain totals, especially because we're not talking about depressions or tropical storms moving in. These are just our tropical waves speeding across our area from east to west. Speaking of the rain, I can show you the GFS model as well. Just to highlight a couple of spots, once again, rainfall totals are going to be higher. Now, this is only 5 days, but it's still going to encompass most of the area here. And just to, again, give you an idea, there's going to be a couple of spots here. They're going to pick up 3+ inches of rain. Is this going to stay on the map? Okay, it did. Again, if you guys know this product, it's really finicky. Sometimes it lets me punch these numbers on, other times it doesn't. So I'm just going to show, again, we average this, but my estimate for the Northwest Bahamas is another 2 to 4 inches of rain between now and Monday. Could be some spots over that. Even Cat Island and Exuma, back down towards Long Island, southeast sides, you start to fade. Cuba, again, really hefty rain totals there. Jamaica, looking pretty good. Again, is it exceptional? No. But notice that the GFS has almost everyone over an inch of rain. Let's do that. Little bullseye on the eastern side, little bullseye on the western side. Someone's texting me. I need to mute my phone. I normally do that. We'll continue. 1 to 2 inches of rain in a couple of spots there. That's what I'm expecting. And again, higher rainfall totals here, not as much for Puerto Rico. And there you go. Southeast side of our area, Windward Islands. Again, bullseyeing a little bit, Trinidad, Tobago, up towards Grenada. Just a slightly better chance for rain there. Okay, now it's time to get into the tropical discussion. And we're talking about this every day. Once again, I do expect us to have a quiet week ahead. So as we're kind of wrapping up August, things are still looking quiet as far as tropical development. All right, let's go ahead and switch this lightning off here real quick. Give me just 1 second. Boom. And then I don't want to switch it off, but let me bring the lightning count back up. There we go. So let's talk about what's going on currently in the Atlantic. And there's not much. Again, we have our one tropical wave. We are seeing another one trying to develop and move off. This one is a little bit farther south in latitude. But notice that this area is very devoid of anything. Let me show you the water vapor imagery. We've already talked about the fact that we have cooler ocean temperatures than we would expect down the west coast of Africa to a pretty far south latitude, 72 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. That does not support tropical development. You got to be at least at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, all right? There's a lot of dry air right now, unusual for this time of the year. If I show you the GFS model, the browns are dry air. This is the Atlantic Basin. Here's the Lesser Antilles right here, the Greater Antilles. There's the west coast of Africa. There's the west coast of Africa. There's the west coast of Africa. One of those days. Around the east and south side of our Bermuda High, look at all of this brown. Look at all of this drier air getting pulled into a very far south latitude of the Atlantic. Friends, this is an exceptionally unusual pattern for late August to have this thick of dry air going this far south in latitude. This is where the main development region of the Atlantic is. And then all these tropical waves are coming off the West African coast, and they're already fighting A, some cooler than normal temperatures, but B, all of this dry air ingestion on the northern side. If I take myself off camera, you just take a look at the bottom right-hand side of your screen, notice those moisture plumes try and get going, and then they just kind of get eaten up by some of that drier air. And this takes us all the way into the first few days of September. That's September 4th on your screen right now, even into September 5th and September 6th. So the first week of September. So this is not just next week. This is the week after. Now, there are still signs on the GFS model that we could have some development here, even in the first week of August, but it's going to be fighting conditions that are not as favorable as what we would typically see in a normal season. All right. Now we'll see how long this drier air plays out, but we've mentioned the cooler waters, but this dry air is yet another factor as well. Now, the European model, I'm sorry I don't have the time frame on the top of your screen, but I can tell you it starts August 31st and goes until September 6th. Again, we still see the signals for more development on this time frame on the European model and in the Atlantic Basin or closer to the Lesser Antilles in general. Do note that a lot of this development are quick latitude risers, meaning that they go north relatively quickly, right? They're gaining latitude in a hurry with at least this newest run over the European model, but there are still more signals out there for development. Now, back to the GFS, same time frame I showed you with that drier air, so we push into the first week of September, still low latitude here, but we have more development. But again, on the northern side, it's going to be in fighting unusually dry air. But the GFS does try and ramp things up for the first week of September. Now, some of this might be in the Atlantic Basin. Some of it might be quicker development closer to our area into the Eastern Caribbean or the far Western Atlantic. Even the Gulf of Mexico comes more into play. But just wanted to show you, despite that drier air, areas south and west, the GFS picks up on more development. I'll just take myself off camera real quick. Again, not a lot of development anywhere near that drier air, right? But a little bit farther south, and those start to gain some quick latitude as well. So we'll see, the recurve scenarios and everything like that. As I've mentioned, it just looks to be more active towards right at the end of August and then into the first week of September. But there are still some factors that could come into play that might try and squash that development. The other thing I've mentioned is I don't want to see these models just continuing to back up the time frame of development, always day 10, every day you go by. And that hasn't been the case. Both the European and the GFS have held on to right at the end of August, literally the last day, and into the first week of September, we continue to see this development. We'll see how it goes. But for now, we just watch those tropical waves not developing, moving through to bring us the rain. Friends, you can find us across all of social media, and I really appreciate it. Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You want to send me a picture or video like Craig did, mymeteomundo@gmail.com. Happy to share those on our videos. As we go out the door, thank you again for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to Meteo Mundo. Friends, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you soon with the latest right here at Meteo Mundo.